Hello, good evening. Naririnig na ba ako? May audio okay? Medyo mahina ang ating internet ngayon, so I want to check with you if you can hear me all right. Hello. Ayan, dyan na si Ara, Melissa, si Ken. Yan, good evening. Hello, Ara. So sana, okay naman yung audio ko. So, it's been a long time since my last live, kaya napag-desisyonan kong mag-live ngayong Sabadong ito. Ayan, clear naman daw. Alright, nice. So, kumusta naman kayo? Ako ay nandito na naman sa Cavite. We just arrived from Cebu this morning from a week-long vacation/business trip. Business talaga siya eh, pero sabay na rin natin vacation. A celebration of my birthday. Kaya actually maganda lang yung lighting pero namamalat yung mukha ko. From pag hahabal-habal. So sino po mga taga Cebu dyan? Kakagaling ko lang sa Cebu, 5 days kami nagstay. Ang ganda ng Cebu. Tapos ang bongga ng airport. Aba, kinabog talaga yung yung NAIA domestic. Ang ganda. Pero napansin ko, no, dami pa rin damage from Odette. Nakakahanga yung mga people of Cebu. Kasi talagang nakabangon sila ng, without much help from, from national government. Pero ayun nga, dami pa rin damage. I miss Cebu daw. Ayan. Watching from ABS-CBN. So yun, naghabal-habal kami, namasyal sa bundok. Kasi literal na, sa mga bahay na nasa tabi ng bundok, nakakakaba. Diyos ko, parang mahuhulog yung mga bahay. Anyway, so that's me. Kumusta naman kayo dyan? Grabe tag-ulan na, no? We're not expecting much naman kasi, well, matagal nang hindi tayo nagla-live. So, medyo naglaylo yung group. So, expect natin sa mga coming months na we'll have more learning sessions. 1 kilo danggit. Bumili kami ng mga dried fish din talaga pang pasalubong sa mga kamag-anak sa Isabela. Na-miss ko rin kayo. Kaya nga, sinabi ko sa sarili ko, pagdating ko, mag-webinar ako. So, ayun, kararating lang namin kanina. Kaya, andito na ako sa webinar. Okay, so yung topic natin ngayon is actually something na medyo hindi naman sa ayaw, no, parang iniiwasang i-discuss ng mga groups kasi it's kinda, sa totoo lang, hindi naman siya complicated eh. Pero kasi hindi siya normal, hindi siya yung kinagisnan natin sa pag-Facebook ads. Pero it's very important kasi nagkaroon na ng paradigm shift na tinatawag since post iOS 14.5. Kaya ayun, kailangan na natin, we have to change our ways. And this topic, I don't think na anyone doing paid ads I think that anyone doing paid ads should know about this. If you're doing paid ads and you're still not knowledgeable about marketing efficiency ratio or MER, then this is perfect for you. If you already know MER, you're already applying it to your clients or your own business, then good for you. This is also good. This webinar would also be good for you para magkaroon pa tayo ng mas in-depth na understanding about MER. So this will cover more of the foundational basis, ganyan, fundamentals, kumbaga, ng kung ano ang MER. Alright. So, where are you watching from? Si ano daw, si Dirik sa sa ABS-CBN. So again, we are streaming live from Cavite. Ayan, si Ken. Puro si Emma yung nasa. So, please share this to people doing paid ads, no? Hindi lang to pang Facebook at sa totoo lang sa lahat to ng platform. So, please share it to people who you think needs it or anyone doing paid ads really. Like TikTok pa yan, kahit LinkedIn, Pinterest, Snapchat. Oy, Olongga po, nice. So, taga dyan din yung pamilya ng aking asawa. Davao del Sur. Oo nga pala, si Ramon. Ayun. Sana makabalik ako dyan sa in the future. Negros. Nice. Magkakaroon po ba ng recorded? May bigla na akong meeting. Ano ba yan? Okay. Nasaan na ba? So, share nyo na lang, guys. Nagtingin-tingin ako sa mga local groups about Facebook ads or any paid ads. Hindi pa talaga ito na-discuss. Diniscuss ko to sa loob lang ng aming academy, sa Ads Academy PH or Facebook Ads Mastermind Academy, FAMA. I decided to discuss this dito sa free group para mas maging malawak, mas maraming tao yung makaalam tungkol dito. So, parang naisip ko, there shouldn't be any reason kung bakit natin pagkakait yung ganitong klaseng discussion, webinar, knowledge, whatever. Palaging may meeting yan si Dirik. Ibig sabihin, laging fully booked. Nice yan. That's a win. Palaging may meeting. Ayan, from Bohol. Nice. Dami pala dito, mga kaibigan nating Bisaya. Nanay ko rin ay Bisaya. Di ba? Negros, no? Bisaya din yun. Davao. Bohol. Nice. Olongga po. I think ay Ilocano. Malolos, Bulacan, sabi ni Marie. Oh, from Samar. Waray yun, no? Hindi Bisaya. Okay, Ilonggo. Oh, nice. Palagi. Okay. Bisaya kaayo kots. Sabi ni Ramon. Okay. Reading na pala. Pull up ko lang ang aking slides. Waray dito. Ayan nga. Nakikita ko dito mga from batch 7. Ewan ko yung iba. I'm not sure. So, before we start, sino dito yung napanood na yung webinar na ito sa loob ng ating paid group? Magpakita ka, galawin mong baso. Wala pa? Okay, let's start na. So please let me know if you're ready. Please type ready sa ating comments. If you're ready. Para alam ko kung ready na kayo. Kasi kung hindi, di hintay pa tayo more. Hintay pa more. Ayan, si Mitch lang ang ready. Si Ken, si Ramon, nice. So, hindi nyo pa napanood tong no? Ready. Okay. Let's start. Bakit kaya ayaw magpakita? Dung. Unsa man ni. Oy. Ayan. Game. Game na. All right. So, MER. Today we will talk about MER, Marketing Efficiency Ratio. And we will talk mostly about why it should be our Northstar metric for paid ads. Ibig sabihin lang naman ng Northstar metric is ito dapat yung ating main na key pa, no? Performance indicator if our ads are working or not. Okay, and this is very important in the post iOS 14.5 era. Again, if you're still not looking at MER as your North Star metric, then you're doing your ads wrong. Okay? Yun lang. All right. Let's define MER. Wait lang guys. I don't like this yung sobrang daming text na nakikita agad-agad. It's kind of overwhelming. Naka-StreamYard kasi ako, may mga ibang share screen na lang tayo, hindi share slides. Screen sharing, share document. Window, Chrome tab. Okay. Okay. Ayan. Ooh, ganyan pala itsura niya. Wait a minute. Wait. Let's remove the background. And there you go. And let's start. Yan. Ay, ganun talaga siya, Day. I hate this. Okay. Again, let's define MER, Marketing Efficiency Ratio. Sabi, Marketing Efficiency Ratio measures the overall performance of your digital marketing efforts. It's just total revenue divided by total spend. Again, total revenue divided by total spend. So, yung mga nasa fama dito, yung formula na yan, sounds family, di ba? Sounds familiar. Ano yung para saan yung formula na yan? Kung if you're not talking about, if we're just talking about Facebook ads, total revenue over total spend, ano yan? Natatandaan nyo ba? Total revenue over total spend, ano yan sa Facebook ads? Hello, are you still there? Ayan. Yung guling. ROAS. Opo, ROAS yan. Ayan, also known as Marketing Efficiency Rating, Media Efficiency Ratio, Blended ROAS, or Ecosystem ROAS. MER is a North Star metric. So, kung ROAS ito sa Facebook ads, bakit pareho lang? Bakit Marketing Efficiency Ratio ang tawag natin? Kasi kapag Marketing Efficiency Ratio, we're talking about all the other ad platforms you're using. Okay, so total revenue from all ad platforms or yung total store revenue divided by total spend on all advertising platforms. Yun yung marketing efficiency ratio. It isn't meant to guide media buying decisions at the ad or campaign level. Okay? Instead, it helps you understand marketing costs as a multiplier of revenue generation. So for example, if you spend $1,000 across paid channels and generate 3,000 in total sales, MER would be 3.0 or 3x spend. Okay, so this definition is from David Rick Cook. Next is slide. Oh my God, I don't even know how to go to the next slide. Nakikita niyo ba yung screen ko? Much better. Okay. Marketing efficiency rating exists to measure every dollar out against every revenue dollar in. It answers the big picture question, how much did we make based on how much we spent? Okay, I think very basic pa naman to at this point. No? The calculation is simple. Total revenue divided by total ad spend. Later, magpapakita tayo ng examples. Okay, for now, let's look at ano lang muna to, technical definition. So looking at MER is actually going back to marketing 101, no? Para sa mga ibang advertisers, like MER is a new concept. Actually, it's not. No, it's again going back to basics. That's kung tatanungin niyo ko ano yung pinaka-lesson na tinuro sa atin ng iOS update, for me, it's about going back to marketing 101. Kasi kahit pa gaano katindi yung naging effect ng iOS 14.5 sa performance ng ating ads, if we get the marketing fundamentals right, no, the basics right, we will survive. And we are surviving actually. It's a way of going back to basics. So, paano yan? Let's go back to billboard advertising. Paano ba nila sinusukat yung success ng billboards? Diba? Billboards, that's ano rin a form of advertising. Okay? So for example, nag-budget ang isang kumpanya ng $100,000 for a billboard campaign that will run for 14 days in City X. So let's say Manila City, ganyan. By measuring foot and car traffic, we can get an estimated number of people that will be exposed to our ad. Di ba? Ganun yung billboard eh. Ang mga nakakakita nun, syempre, yung dumadaan lang doon, it cannot move, andun lang siya. Di ba? So, pwede kang kumuha ng estimate number of people that will be exposed to the ad for the lifetime of the campaign, which is 14 days. Yung lifetime is sineset yon, no, ng marketing team. This can easily translate to a number of estimated impressions. Diba? So, ilang tao yung makita, ilan yung foot traffic. Kung ilan yung estimated car and foot traffic sa lugar na yon, will translate to ilan tao yung makakita, and ilan tayo makita, yun rin yung tinatawag nating impressions. Right? If we are spending 100,000 for a 14-day billboard campaign with an estimated cost per thousand impression of 500, our ads will be seen or exposed to 14,000 people each day, or 200,000 impressions for 14 days. So, ganun siya, no? Mag-compute ng, ano lang to, no? Simpleng computation lang to ng ilang tao yung makakakita based on, ayan, $500 CPM or cost per thousand impressions. Ngayon, how can we measure the efficiency, no? Ayun nga, there's no form of tracking that that tells you if someone saw the billboard right before making a purchase, or how the billboard influenced any future purchases. Walang ganun di ba? Sa billboard advertising, hindi mo masasabi kung ilan sa mga taong nakakita yung bumili, di ba? Or bibili. Doon pumapasok yung MER, okay? Media Efficiency Ratio or Market Efficiency Rating, whatever. We take the total media spend for City X, which is 100,000, divided by the total revenue generated by City X, okay, to get the media efficiency ratio. The stronger the MER ratio, the more successful the billboard campaign was in driving increased revenue for the business. So, ganun ka basic lang yung MER sa billboard advertising. Okay? Ilan yung revenue from that particular city divided by ilan yung ginastos for that billboard on that city. Okay? So, I think clear pa naman yun. Now, let's take a step back ulit. No? Why is Facebook ROAS not the Northstar metric anymore for e-commerce businesses? Ito yung ayaw ko eh. Kailangan. Paano pa kasi ito? Share. Share screen pa rin ba? Stop screen. Ayun. Ayan, I think this is better. Okay. So, why is Facebook ROAS not the metric anymore, Northstar metric anymore? Ayun nga, iOS 14.5 happened. No? Hindi na, dahil sa iOS 14.5, hindi na accurate yung nakikita natin sa Facebook Ads Manager, right? Kasi yung data naging modeled and delayed yung reporting, no? So, minsan may makikita kang benta sa ano mo, sa Shopify or sa Messenger mo na hindi mo makikita sa Ads Manager mo. Which is normal na ngayon. Yun yung new normal na ngayon. No? Kaya hindi na rin reliable yung tinatawag na return on ad spend na metric sa Ads Manager. So ano nga ba kasing nangyari nung nagkaroon ng iOS 14.5 update? What happened? So I'll give you 3 things that happened. Number 1 is attribution window was reduced. Okay, so before iOS 14.5, the attribution window was 28 days click, 1 day view. No, ibig sabihin, when someone clicks an ad, tapos bumili within 28 days, that purchase will be attributed or credited to the ad na clinic niya within 28 days. No? Or if someone views an ad and purchases on the same day, yung purchase na yon mapupunta or makikredit dun sa ad na yun kahit hindi pa niya clinic. Okay, basta within the same day. Ngayon, from that longer time period, umikli na nung nagkaroon ng iOS 14.5 update to 7-day click, 1-day view na lang. Okay? We can now only see performance that happens within 7 days of a click or 1 day of a view. If someone buys outside the 7-day window after clicking your ad, we just won't know. Ganun siya. Okay? But it's not to say that it does not happen or it has not happened. We just won't see the data in Ads Manager. Yun yung impact ng pagliit ng attribution window. Next is iOS 14.5 allowed people to opt out of tracking. So before, by default, all people are opted in tracking. Okay? Ngayon, dahil dyan, no, around 80% of iOS users are opting out of tracking. And I think medyo matagal na to. Last year pa yata tong statistics na to. Ngayon, parang more than 90%. Most people have now updated their phones. Okay? If most of your customers are iOS users, you probably have now seen a major loss in data in Facebook ROAS. Okay? Next is, Facebook started delaying data and modeling attribution. Ito yung sinasabi kong modeled and delayed data. We're seeing sales that are coming in a few days late, which makes it harder to optimize. Okay, I don't know if you're experiencing this, pero minsan, di ba, when you look at Ads Manager, bigla ka makakita ng purchase na walang ROAS. Ganon. O kaya, when you look back, no, makita mo madadagdagan yung purchase. Ganon. So, I don't know kung nararanasan yan because nararanasan ko yan all the time. Wait lang, ha? Ayoko kasi ng ganitong hindi ko nakikita kung may nagko-comment. Wait lang. Kaya pala, sabi niya. Wait. Okay, I'm just getting my phone. Para dito ako titingin. Sa comments. Ito na. Ayan. Sarah David. Okay. Ulitin natin. Alright, kita pa naman yung screen. Ay, si Ma'am si Eileen pala yun. I think yun lang for me. Ano lang kasi siya, no? Delayed and modeled data. Delayed and modeled attribution. Kaya hindi natin nakikita yung ROAS. Parang, we just have to accept it. Ganun. Okay. So, ano ba yung real effects of iOS 14.5? No, para sa akin, no, ito yung real effect. No? Well, for one, it's hurting us with the amount of data that we see, right? Kasi model delayed pa. No? Also, it's hurting the performance of our ad campaigns, right? But, more important, it's hurting our decision making. Yun talaga yung ano, that's the real deal. That's the real effect of the iOS 14.5 update. So if you are a Facebook ad specialist, Facebook ads manager, or even if you're an agency, no, maaring naranasan nyo tong mga ganitong scenario. Yan. So let me know if any of this sound familiar. One, no, you just onboarded a new client, everything looks good, tapos you develop new strategies and implement them. Tapos after a few weeks, they freak out because they are losing money on ads. No? Ganyan, ano yan, madalas na scenario yan. Second, pwede namang meron ka ng long-term client, marami ka ng data, no? Everything was working iOS 14.5, bigla na lang nag-tank yung performance. No? Acquisition costs on Facebook went up, budget on FB ads, tapos this caused revenue to decrease even more. Okay? So this happened. So feeling nila, no, ay hindi na nag-work yung Facebook ads kasi ang pangit na ng ROAS ko. So binawasan ng budget, ayun, mas lalong nag-decrease yung kanilang revenue. Or number 3, new or long-term client. So what we do, of course, being good Facebook ads managers, we explain the importance of proper tracking. They agree, no? But their back-end systems are not configured properly. Development takes a long time. In the meantime, we're paralyzed. Naghihintay tayo na makapag-install sila ng copy, na maayos nila yung kanilang pixel problems. Minsan, meron akong ganitong client they need to use 2 pixels because they want to track lang yung performance sa aming ads versus performance sa kanilang affiliates. So nahirapan dahil sa Shopify, 'di ba, direct integration. If you want to use multiple pixels, dapat hard-coded or you can use third-party. So minsan naman yung copy, hirap na hirap sila lalo na kapag wala naman silang magaling na web developer, mga ganyan. So, ang nangyayari sa ating mga nag-a-ads, napaparalyze, no? We don't have direction on what to do kasi hindi naman tayo pwedeng mag-ads nang walang tracking in place. So, yan. Sounds family ba? Ang kahit na ano sa mga scenario na yan sa inyo? Does that happen to you? Tingnan ko kung nandiyan pa kayo. Nangyari na ba yan sa inyo, guys? Kasi lagi nangyayari sa amin yan. So marami nga actually sa mga clients namin ay nag-cut back sa budget. Yung iba naman nag-pause. Tapos yung isa sa kanila is bumalik nitong kalagitnaan ng May, and they're telling us na we now realize the importance of Facebook advertising because we got hit badly. Yung revenue nila as in nangalahati. Half na lang of what they were normally earning dahil sa paghinto nila sa Facebook ads. Hindi ko na naman mahanap yung mga comment. Ayan, opo daw. Okay. So yun, sometimes we can't always see the forest for the trees, no? We're too focused on the minute details. We can't see the big picture. We lose sight of what's really important. Kaya nga, ano kasi to eh, no? Dati kasi, di ba, yung mga metrics na nakita natin sa Facebook Ads Manager, very accurate eh. So, ang nangyayari, kaya nating gawing granular yung pag-analyze ng data, yung data reporting, and all that stuff, no? Ang nangyari sa atin noon is we can't see the big picture anymore. Na-spoil tayo ni Facebook eh, na it's giving us a lot of data. All data that we need, na andyan na. So yung ang tendency ng ibang Facebook ad specialists, they don't see the bigger picture. Like there are other platforms na for example na ginagamit si client, ano kaya yung nagiging impact ng Facebook ads doon or yung impact ng other platform na yon sa Facebook ads, how are they helping each other na palakihin yung revenue ni client, mga ganyan ba. So don't get too far into the weeds, okay? Don't always see the forest for the trees, kumbaga. So tayo ngayon, we should have a more strategic mind, no? Post iOS 14.5 era nga. So having said all of that, no? Ang intention ko lang doon is ipakita kung gaano kahalaga yung MER, Marketing Efficiency Ratio, and bakit nga ito dapat yung Northstar metric natin. And I think the better way to reinforce this is by showing you what the limitations of ROAS are. So ano ba yung mga limitations ng ROAS? Again, ROAS is return on ad spend. This is also just total revenue generated from Facebook ads. Now, if we're talking specifically about Facebook ads, divided by total FB ad spend or meta ad spend. So the first limitation of ROAS, no, is it does not take into account all of the revenue that a marketing campaign may generate for the company. Okay, hindi yan lahat. Again, no, hindi lahat ng revenue ibigay ay i-take into account ng ROAS. So ganito yung mga ano, 'di ba, mga it's not ideal, no, but usual scenario. No, example A, Joe scrolls through his timeline. Clicks on your ad, nakita niya ad mo, nag-click siya, nag-browse siya sa iyong website, tapos nag-checkout siya. So, ganun yung normal na customer journey. I mean, not normal, pero yung pinaka-maikling customer journey na maaaring mangyari, no, from your ad. So, if that happens, madali lang. Sale will be attributed to Facebook. Pwede rin ganito, no? Joe scrolls through his timeline, nakita niya yung ad mo, nag-click siya, nag-browse siya sa website mo, pero hindi siya agad bumili, no? Nag-search siya manually sa kanyang phone or whatever, sa kanyang browser. Sinearch niya yung website mo later on na, tapos nag-check out sa'yo. If this happens within 7 days of the click, then the sale will be attributed to Facebook. Paano naman kung ganito, no? Si client, meron siyang PPC, pay-per-click ads, no? Bawo siguro Amazon, no? Amazon PPC for both brand and services. So meron siyang brand, meron din siyang services na binibenta, no? Bukod sa PPC, meron din siyang radio ads, no? Meron din siyang lead generation from his website. Tapos meron din siyang phone call. Gumagawa rin siya ng phone call to get or to close clients. Tapos meron din siyang newsletter, no? O yung membership enrollment counts as conversion. So, aring ganyan, no? Ibig sabihin si Client X na to, ang dami niyang marketing platforms, paid marketing platforms na ginagamit. Now, when calculating ROAS, if a user heard a radio ad, searched and clicked through PPC, but ultimately subscribed to the newsletter and converted as a member a month later, no, that conversion will never be attributed to either paid channel, even though they were both directly responsible for getting this user into the funnel. Okay, so ganun din. Halimbawa, nanggaling si si customer from a Facebook ad. Nakilala ka niya from your Facebook ad, nag-click siya pero hindi siya bumili agad-agad, no? Pero nagkaroon siya ng mahabang customer journey, kumbaga, narinig ka rin niya sa radyo, um, nag-browse din siya sa website mo. From your website, nag-sign up siya sa iyong newsletter. Tapos, nung nakaka-receive na siya ng email, tapos meron siguro particular email na talaga nag-resonate sa kanya, saka lang siya nagpa-member. So kapag ganun, no, ganun nakahaba yung customer journey, ang dami na niyang pinagdaanan, hindi na talaga attributed yung sale na yon sa Facebook ads or sa radio ads or dun sa lead generation from your site. Ano na lang yon, I think from the newsletter, from the email marketing na lang yan ma-attribute, no? So yung ROAS, hindi niya ibibigay sa yan, hindi niya i-account yung revenue to any of your paid channels kung ganyan yung naging customer journey. So that's one sample of the limitation of, ROAS. Another sample is a customer sees a digital advertisement at the beginning of March, no, for example. The ad sticks in the customer's mind for a couple of months. Then, in the middle of May, he or she finally decides to purchase the featured product from your company. In many cases, you wouldn't factor that purchase into your ROAS, right? So, 2 months pa after kanyang makita sa ads, saka siya nag-purchase, no? So, hindi na yan, no? Mafa-factor in yung purchase niya into your ROAS because it came to fruition 2.5 months later. However, it was still a direct result of your ad campaign in March. Right? So, paano mo ultimately na-acquire sa customer? It's from the ad campaign. Pero again, hindi yan mafa-factor in dun sa iyong ROAS. So, that's another limitation of ROAS. Another sample is this. No? Suppose that the primary objective of a marketing campaign is to increase brand awareness. Okay? So, meron kang brand awareness campaign or to establish your company's credentials as a thought leader in your industry. Those aren't exactly goals that you can measure with simple arithmetic. No, brand awareness result ng brand awareness ay hindi na may measure ng ROAS. No, so ang result ng brand awareness campaign is ad recall lift, right? Yeah, yet they may be vital to your business's long-term growth. Again, ROAS won't be able to measure your campaign's performance kung brand awareness ang iyong objective. Meron din tayong tinatawag na halo effect. No, tandaan nyo tong halo effect. This is a very important concept ngayon, lalo na nitong post-iOS era. A customer purchased an air fryer from an online company. No. After seeing an ad from that company, so nakita siya ng ad from a company who sells air fryer. Bumili siya from that ad. Tapos their shopping experience was easy. Shopping was fast. Air fryer works great. So, masaya siya sa ginawa niya chess. Ngayon, several months later, the customer buys a TV from the same company kasi sabi niya, uy, maganda yung naging experience ko sa company na yun. Bili nga uli ako ng isa pang appliance. That second purchase may not show up on any ROAS calculations, lalo na kung hindi na siya nag-click sa ad or nag-view ng ad. No? Pero yun nga, nagkaroon siya ng magandang experience from your company. But it's directly correlated to the customer's positive experience. And unless they bought a really expensive air fryer, their second purchase is far more valuable to the company than the first. Okay, bakit far more valuable yung pagbili niya ng TV? No, bukod sa mas mahal yung TV. Kasi itong second purchase na ito, nangyari yan ng hindi mo kinailangan gumasto sa ads. Kumbaga, nangyari yan sa pamamagitan lang ng pagbibigay sa kanya ng great customer experience from her first purchase. Okay? So, mga ganyang tinatawag na halo effect, hindi yan na may measure ng ROAS. So, that's another limitation of ROAS. Number 5, tinawag ko naman tong life happens. So, for example, someone clicks on your Facebook ad, checks out your website, leaves because you're washing finished, or basically like what happened, no? The doorbell rang, their cat got stuck in the blinds, mga ganyan. One of any infinite number of possible reasons why they won't be able to finish a purchase with you. But then they see your Instagram post, so they Google your brand and commit to the purchase. Yeah. How do you determine which media provided the most value along that customer journey? No? Can you determine kung Facebook ba or Instagram? Are they equally responsible? Or can this even be measured? Or kailangan ba nating magdebate dito? Hindi, mas mahalaga yung first kasi doon talaga siya na ano eh, doon kanya nakilala. Ay hindi, mas mahalaga yung Instagram kasi doon talaga siya napabili. Mga ganon. Do we even have to argue about it? Right? The point is, they all contribute to the customer journey, and only MER is going to reflect that. Okay? So yun ang point. Hindi ko napahabain. Punta tayo sa parang pinaka gist. So basically, ROAS provides a snapshot of immediate returns from a specific marketing campaign. Okay? The downside is you're missing the bigger picture. Right? So ROAS, yan na yung sinasabing the trees. You're missing the bigger picture when you're just looking at ROAS, right? Marketing does more than generate profits in the short term, which is ROAS is all about, right? A solid marketing strategy should also build lasting value and drive profits for months, perhaps years to come. No? Marketing expenses, including ad spend, should build your brand as an asset for the future. I think very clear naman to, di ba? Yung mga marketing efforts natin, yung pag-ads natin, nasanay tayo noon na we're just looking at ROAS, tawag dito, nag-succeed ba yung campaign? Titingnan ko yung ROAS para malaman. Hindi na natin nakikita yung no, yung bigger picture na itong campaign na to can actually be the source of customers for years to come. No? If you do it if you do it correctly, kumbaga. If your ad makes a customer aware of your company's existence, makes a customer identify with your brand more closely, or makes a customer more knowledgeable about your products, then it may not matter if the customer buys from you today or even several weeks from now. Okay? As long as the customer buys, eventually the ad has accomplished its purpose. No? That's why ROAS should only be one piece of the puzzle when it comes to measuring campaign performance. Okay, so let me look at the comments. Are you agreeing with what you're hearing so far? Okay naman ba? Or does it make sense? Or am I just speaking gibberish? Alright. I think very simple lang. Simple lang yung point kumbaga ng MER. And I think also very clear din kung bakit yung ROAS ay isang mababaw na metrics sa mga panahong ito, kung kailan we have to measure yung effect ng bawat platform sa ating overall revenue. Again, ROAS cannot give that kind of perspective. Dapat MER ang tinitingnan natin. Okay, so let's go back. No, what is MER again? It's just total revenue over total paid ad spend. It is less specific than ROAS or CAC. CAC is customer acquisition cost. No, kung ikaw ay taga-fama, alam mo yan. Kung hindi, then ano na lang, no? Let's discuss it some other time. It should be the first metric we look at to assess business health. Okay? It should be the first metric we calculate before looking into the weeds. Alright? So, hindi ko sinasabi na huwag nyo nang tingnan yung ROAS. Pero, bago ka tumingin sa ROAS, tumingin ka muna sa MER para malaman mo yung overall business health. Okay? After that, go. Tingin ka sa ROAS, ano yung mga trends ng ROAS. So, usually, ang ginagawa namin, no, meron kami palaging, actually, hindi MER ang tawag namin dito, kundi BR, Business ROAS. So, iba-iba naman kasi ang tawag dyan. MER, ginagamit natin dito kasi ito yung mas universal na ginagamit ng iba-ibang platforms. No, so, ang ginagawa namin is daily, meron kaming BR, yung Business ROAS, which is, again, total spend over total revenue. Tapos, meron din kami tinatawag na FB ROAS. Meron din tinatawag na Google ROAS, TikTok ROAS. So, kung very mga specific platforms, tapos yung overall na ROAS, meron kaming ganun. Kung meron kang daily record nun, malalaman mo yung yung trend, no? You should really be looking at trend naman talaga hindi lang doon sa mga daily data na meron ka. Okay? So, kitang-kita rin doon guys kung kapag nag-increase ako ng spend sa Facebook, gaano yun nakaka-apekto sa aking business ROAS. Or pag nag-increase ako sa TikTok, or nag-increase ako sa Amazon, or sa Google, ganun. So, magkitang-kita nyo dun. Instead of, you're just looking at ROAS, medyo mahirap makita yung effect ng iyong ads sa total revenue. And again, why is MER important? Again, using MER to calculate the value of paid ads to revenue is particularly valuable if you or a client is running brand building and awareness, though not necessarily conversion-focused ads. Right? So, usually, diba, lalo kapag e-com ka, hindi mo masyadong titingnan yung results mo sa mga non-conversion campaigns like sa brand awareness, traffic, video views, engagement, ganyan. Kasi walang ROAS, kumbaga. Pero yung mga yun, malaki yung nagiging effect nila in building your retargeting audiences, or basically letting your brand known and having a following, or having people to retarget in your lower parts of your funnel. Ganyan. Attributing specific channel performance still matters. Tulad ng sabi ko kanina, yung ginagawa namin, meron kaming ROAS ng iba't ibang platforms, tapos yung tinatawag na MER. But so does evaluating the overall impact of how each channel works together to scale a business. Okay? MER provides that insight where ROAS does not. Okay, mamaya papakita ko kayo ng example. So another importance ng MER is in-platform reported and attributed revenue, Facebook man yan, Google o Snapchat, is less than perfect. Ibig sabihin ng in-platform reported and attributed revenue is ano yung nakikita mong revenue sa loob ng Facebook, nakikita mong revenue sa loob ng Google, sa loob ng Snapchat. Yung mga reporting na yun, mga nire-report nilang data sa loob ng kanilang platform, hindi accurate yun. Okay? First of all, may iba-ibang attribution settings ang bawat platform. Okay? So, kung Facebook, 7-day click, 1-day view, Google, last click attribution, Snapchat, TikTok, may iba-ibang attribution model. Again, hindi perfect yung reporting ng revenue sa bawat platform. And it's not necessarily correct kasi nga hindi nga perfect. No? And we don't know how far it's off. Right? So what's not up for interpretation? No? What's not up for interpretation is itong dalawang variables na to. How much total money the shop made over a given period and how much marketing budget was spent. And that's what MER, yung pinaka-formula mismo ng MER, di ba? Kaya sa MER, mo malalaman ng katotohanan. Ito lang yung mga bagay na hindi mo kailangang i-interpret. Not up for interpretation. It's a given, it's a fact. No? Whereas, yung mga in-platform reporting and attribution ng revenue is up for interpretation. Next importance ng MER, digital marketing has never been fully attributable. Okay, so this is something that we have to explain din sa ating clients kasi minsan no, when they're using a lot of platforms, manghihingi yan ng ano, can you just give me how much Facebook is earning? Ganun. Can you just give me the figures of my revenue from Facebook? Ganon, no? So explain natin na while yung revenue kasi na nire-report ni Facebook is hindi talaga siya accurate. And also, yun nga, i-explain mo rin kung ano yung attribution setting ng Facebook, which is different from other platforms, etc., etc. And also, you have to explain na yung Facebook marketing actually affects yung marketing na ginagawa mo rin sa ibang platform. Ganon. And eto na nga, no, explain mo na rin, no, bottom line is, digital marketing has never been fully attributable. Okay? Parang ganito siya, no? Have you ever told a friend about an ad you saw and they bought it? Or saw an ad and bought it a month later on a different device? Ibig sabihin is, may nakita kang ad, tapos hindi ka bumili agad. Bumili ka siguro 2 months later or even a month later. Sa sasabihin mo ba sa kaibigan mo na, uy, binili ko tong cellphone na to kasi klinik ko yung ad nila. Kaya ako bumili. Mga ganon. Tapos a month later na yon or 2 months later. Ganon. Yung mga buyers ba, kumbaga, meron ba silang ganong concept na yung pagbili nila, in-attribute nila sa isang particular ad? Siguro meron. Kasi ako ganon. Kasi advertiser tayo. Diba? Meron siguro tayong ganon. Actually, napabili ako from this ad or napabili ako from this email. Pwedeng ganon, no? Pero hindi pa rin eh. Kasi maaring nakita ko na sila sa iba pang platforms noon. Tapos, itong particular ad na to is, dun lang ako sobrang nakarelate, kaya dun ako napabili. Pero essentially, na-acquire nila, napasok ako sa kanilang funnel through a different ad, no? Walang customer na nakaka-track nun. Yung itatrack mo kung paano kanila nakuha as a customer sa ang ads, ang platform, walang ganun eh. Right? Yun yung ibig sabihin na digital marketing has never been fully attributable. Yung mismong mga customer, they won't track kung ano yung journey nila with you. No calculation will ever be 100% accurate. Okay? MER is getting us much closer to an accurate depiction of digital advertising at this time. Okay? Meron pang isa pang importance ang MER. A perfect cross-channel attribution tool does not exist. So, yan na rin yung sinasabi kong yung customer journey, no, maaring na-acquire nila ako from a different platform, a different ad on a different platform. Kapag ganung merong cross-channel attribution ng nagaganap, walang perfect tool. Ano yung tamang attribution. Okay? Ganun uli yung ano nyo. Have you ever told a friend about an ad you saw or bought it, saw an ad and bought it a month later on a different device, etc. Ano pa? MER allows you to take a step back and look at the cumulative effects of your marketing efforts over time. So this metric also empowers you to make more strategic business decisions and not to quickly react to problems with your marketing plan, like your ROAS dropping from 5 to 3. So usually ganyan yung mga clients eh, di ba? So dati ang ROAS ko 6, bakit ngayon 3 na lang? Dahil dyan, gawin nating half na lang yung budget natin this month. O kaya, dahil dyan, mag-stop muna tayo ng ads. Ganun. So, pag ganun kasi ka babaw yung tingin, no, hindi, nagpapanik agad. Right? Hindi nagiging strategic yung business decisions if you're not looking at MER. If you're getting too much into the weeds. Ayan. Relying solely on a last click attribution model does not account for the complete customer journey. So last click attribution, yun yung ginagamit mostly ng maraming platforms, for example, yung Google, no? So ibig sabihin last click attribution is kung ano yung last na click ni customer, doon maki-credit yung purchase. So hello? Anyari? Nasa same ano ba ako, broadcast o iba na 'to? Shoot, my God. I'm so sorry na ano, na disconnect. Kita na ba me? Where na you? Okay, ayan, buti naman. Buti na lang naka-StreamYard ako, parang nakakabalik pala 'to kahit makaano, kahit ma-disconnect. Kung Zoom tayo, iba na naman yung broadcast. Ano nangyari guys? Nasaan ako? Saan kaya ako naputol? Share tayo ulit ng screen. Alright, so ano na sinasabi ko, yung last click attribution model does not account for a complete customer journey. So ilang platforms lang ang gumagamit ng last click attribution model. If you're doing predominantly Facebook ads is 7-day click, 1-day view. So from the name itself, pangalan last click attribution model. Sa last click lang ina-attribute yung purchase or sale, is ibig sabihin you're not looking into the whole customer journey, no? And understanding the whole customer journey is very important to know what the impact of each marketing platform is to your overall revenue, and only MER will give you insights about that. And cross-channel and cross-device touchpoints drive consideration and decision-making in a consumer's path to purchase. Leaning into and understanding these touchpoints is critical, especially with scale, or growth will remain restricted. So ayun na nga, no, kung si customer, for example, nakita ka from TikTok, pumunta siya sa Instagram, sinearch kanya doon, tapos pagpunta niya sa Facebook, may nakita siyang ad, tsaka siya napabili, ganyan. So yung customer journey niya is dumaan siya sa tatlong magkakaibang platforms, right? Kung hindi mo iintindihin yung journey na yon na may pinagdadaanan na isang komplikadong customer journey ang bawat customer na bibili sa'yo, no? Mahihirapan kang mag-grow ng at scale talaga. Mag-grow ng more than you are, yung more than yung lang, no, yung short term na view. Yung pang long term na goals, kumbaga, is magkakaroon ka ng mga ganyan if you understand again, yung impact ng bawat marketing platform sa iyong customer buying decisions. So ito na yung sample ng MER calculation. Hindi ko alam kung bakit naman yung mga effects ko. Ayun, meron naman pala. Shoots. So for example, ganyan, no, meron tayong data dito ng March, April, May. So for example, on March, we spent $100 on Facebook ads. No? Tapos, Facebook tracked revenue. So, ilan lang yung revenue na na-track ni Facebook? Ay $300, for example. Ibig sabihin, ang Facebook ROAS namin is 3x. Right? So, ano lang yan? Revenue over spend. 300 over 100 is 3 yung ROAS. For example, nag-spend din kami sa Google ng 100. Tapos, nagkaroon kami ng revenue from Google na 300. No? Ibig sabihin, ang ROAS namin from Google is, again, revenue over spend, 300 over 100 is 3. Okay? Ngayon, meron kaming total site revenue. Ito na yung back-end or yung revenue mismo sa website is 900. Ibig sabihin, no, meron kaming organic revenue na 300. No? This is assuming na ang paid ads channel namin ay only Facebook and Google. So 600 from the 900 ay nanggaling sa Facebook and Google. Ibig sabihin, yung natitirang 300 is revenue from organic na yun. Ibig sabihin ng organic, hindi siya paid, no? Hindi nag-ads. And ayun, meron kang estimated untracked revenue of 0. So, ano ngayon yung iyong blended ROAS o yan yung MER na tinatawag. So ang MER mo is total revenue, yung total site revenue which is 900 over total ad spend which is 100 plus 100, 100 sa Facebook, 100 sa Google. So 900 divided by 200 is equal to 4.5 MER. Ganyan yung example na calculation ng MER. Sa April naman, for example, pagpasok ng April, no, tinamaan na ng iOS, siguro, napuruhan na siya dito ng iOS 14.5 updates, no? We spent 100 pa rin sa Facebook ads, pero Facebook was only able to track 200 in revenue. Ibig sabihin, ang Facebook ROAS, Facebook tracked ROAS is only 200 divided by 100. Tapos, sa Google naman, nag-spend kami ng 100 pa rin. Tapos, ang Google Tracked Revenue is 300 pa rin. So, ang Google Tracked ROAS ay 3x. Again, ano lang yun, no? 300 over 100 equals 3. Tapos, ang total site revenue namin sa April is 900 pa rin. No? Ibig sabihin yan, ang organic revenue namin is 400. Bakit? Kasi sa 900, 200 ang na-track ni Facebook na revenue, tapos 500 naman kay Google. 300 kay Google, so 500 total yung aming non-organic revenue or paid revenue. So, 400 na lang natitira sa 900. Yun yung tinatawag na ditong organic revenue. Ngayon, meron tayong estimated untracked revenue na 100, for example. 200, 300, ayan. So, paano ulit yung blended ROAS? 900 divided by total spend. Ayan, total revenue 900 divided by total spend of 200 pa rin, no? Pareho pa rin sa March yung aming ad spend. So, ibig sabihin, ang blended ROAS namin is 4.5 pa rin. Okay? Kung hindi ka tumitingin sa blended ROAS or sa MER, Marketing Efficiency Ratio, makikita mo na bumaba si ano, 'di ba? Si Facebook ROAS dito. So you would say na sa month of April medyo lugi tayo. Mga ganun ka na agad, no? Saan natin yung Facebook Facebook spend natin. Ganon. Yung mga nagpapanik agad dahil sa ROAS lang tumitingin, no? Dito ka pa rin dapat sa blended ROAS tumitingin kasi hindi na may measure ng ROAS lang yung kung ano naging epekto ng sa iyong organic revenue or revenue from non-paid channels. Okay? Boom, tapos nakamute pa. Ayan, I'm so sorry guys. Nag-iba na ako ng wifi, so malakas na to, promise. I'm sorry. So, saan ako nawala? So, I thought, I mean, I think nandun ako sa I'm asking what's the best month. Siguro naman umabot tayo doon. Baka mamaya umabot lang tayo sa mga numbers. Share ako ulit. Sa example, oh my God, sa April pa ako nawala. Shoot. Ang dami ko sinabi. Hindi pa ako umabot sa May. My God. Hala ka. Ito mahirap pag palipat-lipat tayo ng ano. Sige, sa calculation. Oh my God. Ulitin ko na naman to. Okay, sige. Ulitin natin, guys. Very short lang naman. Alright, so for example, excuse me. So yun na yung March, no? Gumastos kami ng 100 sa Facebook. Tapos according to Facebook, ang revenue is 300. Tapos ang ROAS namin sa Facebook ay 3, di ba? 300 over 100, 3. Gumastos naman kami ng 100 din sa Google Ads. Ang na-track ni Google na revenue is 300. So ang ROAS din namin sa Google ay 3. 300 lang yan over 100. Ngayon, ang total site revenue is 900. So, which tells us na merong tayong organic revenue na 300. Again, assuming na Facebook and Google lang yung aming paid marketing platforms. So, ang blended ROAS or tinatawag na marketing efficiency ratio or MER is total site revenue divided by total spend, which is 900 divided by 200 is equal to 4.5. Ngayon naman, nung April, gumastos kami ng 100 din sa Facebook ads. Ang na-track ni Facebook na revenue ay 200 lang. So, ang ROAS namin naging 2. So, which is 200 over 100 na revenue over ad spend. Sa Google naman, gumastos kami ng 100 din. Ang na-track ni Google na revenue ay 300. So, ang Google ROAS namin ay 3 pa rin. No? Yung total site revenue, 900 pa rin. This tells us na there's approximately 400 organic revenue. And let's say, siguro ang untracked revenue dyan ay 100. So, ang blended ROAS dito is, again, total site revenue divided by total ad spend, which is 100 sa Facebook at 100 sa Google. So, 900 divided by 200 is 4.5. Nung May is gumastos naman kami ng 200 sa Facebook. No? Facebook was able to track 300 in revenue. So, ang Facebook ROAS namin pumaba sa 1.5. Ngayon naman, sa Google, nag-spend pa rin kami ng 100. Google was able to track 300 revenue. So, ang ROAS namin dyan ay 3. Return on ad spend, 3. Excuse me. Hindi na ako nakapag-mute. Tapos, yung total site revenue, naging 1,200 or 1,200. So, this kind of tells us na meron tayong organic revenue na 600. And let's say meron tayong estimated untracked revenue from that na 300. Ano ngayon ang ating blended ROAS or MER, marketing efficiency ratio? It's again total revenue over ad spend, total ad spend. So total revenue is 1,200, total ad spend is 200 plus 100, so 300. So 1,200 divided by 300 is equal to 4. So nilagay ko lang dito yung mga formula sa mga yan. Ngayon, my question to you is, what do you think is the best month? March, April, or May? What do you think is the best month? March, April, or May? Hindi ba kayo? Nawala na naman ba ako? Stop sharing ko muna. Sa example po, ay naman, kala ko may sumagot na. So what do you think is the best month? March, April, or May? Hindi ko nakikita yung pangalan ni Facebook user. Ayan. So, may nagsabi na May. May because meron na siya organic sale. Mayo. Tingnan ko sino yan. Ito nakikita sa StreamYard. Meron pa bang ibang answer? So sabi ni Ma'am Shi Eileen, May, ni Menson Lauron, May, ni Ara Mayo. Meron pa bang ibang answer? What do you think is the best month? Wala na? Tatlo lang? Okay, let's go back to our slides. Which month was the best month? Are you ready for the answer? Ayoko talaga dito. Yan, ganyan. Tapos share. Share screen. Share. Okay, which month is the best month? Ayun, May. Yan. So, from yung mga examples na yun, you've already got a baseline of organic revenue, diba? To keep the ROAS the same, you would have to grow your organic revenue by the same amount that you're growing your paid revenue. Blended ROAS will go down as you scale. Remember that. Okay? Blended ROAS will go down as you scale. But May has a better result kasi more revenue. The extra spend has worked because it has driven an additional 300 of untracked revenue. So, balikan lang natin saglit yung mga pinagsasabi natin. Ayan. So, makita nyo na, oo, lumiit yung blended ROAS. Right? Pero makita nyo na mas lumaki yung kanyang organic revenue at untracked revenue. No? So from the examples from March and April, meron ka ng baseline ng organic revenue mo. And again, itong organic revenue mo, you should be able to grow this as you grow or as you increase your spend. Okay? Nung in-increase mo yung spend, medyo sa Facebook, ginawa mo 200, nag-increase din yung iyong organic and untracked revenue kahit bumaba yung ROAS. And also, titingnan nyo dito, sa March and April, parehong 900 total revenue tapos 200 ad spend. So, syempre, 4.5 pareho yung kanilang blended ROAS. Pagdating ng May, tumaas yung into 1,200 yung kanilang revenue while yung ad spend tumaas lang ng $100. So makita nyo, no, tumaas ng $300 yung kanilang revenue, total revenue ng May. Nang tinaas lang nila ng $100 yung kanilang ad spend. So this is actually the best month, yung May. Okay? So again, blended ROAS will decrease when you scale. Ultimately, dapat ang tinitingnan mo is gaano lumalaki yung iyong revenue as you increase the spend on any particular platform or on all of your platforms kung bet mo din. And how is it affecting the baseline revenue na nakukuha mo from your untracked or organic channels. Okay. So, ganun siya, no? You can get into the weeds. Okay, unti-untiin natin siya dito. So you can get into the weeds, no? You can check in Google Analytics how much organic revenue really is, but really it is impossible to know how much is tracked and untracked. So the best way is looking at MER or blended ROAS, no? Kahit pa mag-Google Analytics ka, guys, no? It's not an absolute source of truth. Okay, kasi ano lang yan, ipipili ka lang ng attribution model, usually last click attribution, yun lang papakita sa'yo ni Google Analytics. How about yung attribution model ni Facebook na hindi mo yan masiset na, hindi ganun kadaling iset yan dyan sa Google Analytics. And again, it's impossible to know how much is tracked and untracked. Only MER, MER ang pinakamaiging solusyon para malaman yung effectiveness ng ating marketing efforts sa iba't ibang platforms. So, titingnan mo yung blended ROAS or MER. Is it heading in the right direction? Is our revenue growing? Okay, yan napakahalagang tanong. Is the ratio still in good position? Is this ratio profitable for us? So, ang mayari, no, in June, you might decide to add budget into PR o public relations. Maaring, tumaas yung revenue natin, baka pwedeng mag-alat tayo ng budget into other platforms, like for example, PR, or maybe more to FB, or maybe more to Google, and then see how that affects MER, ay marketing efficiency ratio. So yung MER, siya yung magsasabi sa atin kung okay ba nagiging effect ng ating marketing efforts sa ating total revenue. Okay, so you're always looking at the bigger picture. Okay? Hindi yung sa kung saang platform ka lang, doon ka lang. Hindi mo na alamin kung gaano ka nakakaapekto sa total revenue ni client or total revenue ng buong store. So, bottom line is have the MER or blended ROAS conversation with your clients. No, kung hindi pa sila familiar dito, then have that conversation with them. You want them to be on board with you kasi only then can you scale them to the moon. Okay, mahirap mag-scale kapag sobrang getting into the weeds si client. Bumaba yung ROAS natin ng 0.5, babaan mo yung budget, yung iyong spend ngayong week or ngayong buwan, mga ganyan, baka granular na pagtingin. No? All that matters dapat, hindi naman all that matters, na dapat what matters most is yung nag-grow ba yung kanyang total revenue or not. Introducing MER or blended ROAS to clients is not about attributing all the revenue to Facebook. So ito pa yung misconception which happens to me actually. Introducing MER, again, or blended ROAS to clients is not about attributing all the revenue to Facebook. Kasi parang sinabi ko dun sa isang client is, I think we should be looking more at business ROAS rather than Facebook ROAS only. And her response was, I don't think it's right to attribute all the sales to Facebook only because we have other marketing platforms that we are using. So wrong, hindi ganun yung dapat understanding natin sa business ROAS, blended ROAS, or MER. Okay, it's more about looking, again, kanina ko pa inuulit-ulit, looking at how your marketing efforts, your paid marketing efforts are affecting your total revenue. It's about finding a way to measure the overall impact of your marketing activities and see whether as a whole they're performing efficiently or not efficiently. And also to see when we make changes on what we spend on Facebook or how we're doing Facebook ads, whether it is positively or negatively impacting your business. I think actually dun sa ating example, very clear yung nangyari dun. No? Tinaas na, makikita nyo doon sa example na actually lumiliit yung ROAS, lumiliit yung ROAS, lumiit yung ROAS. But when we increase the spend on Facebook, tumaas yung untracked revenue. Ibig sabihin, meron lang most probably hindi talaga na-track ng mga revenue si Facebook. dito. Kaya mababa yung makikita mong ROAS if you look at Facebook data only. Pero yun nga, no, tinaas yung spend dito, tumaas yung revenue. Ganito palagi yung nangyayari sa amin, sa totoo lang, ngayong sa mga clients namin. Na when we've observed yung nagiging halo effect ng Facebook sa iba pang marketing platforms. When we increase this, when we increase spend on Facebook, minsan, actually, tumataas din yung revenue nila sa Amazon. Ganun siya. Minsan, tumataas yung revenue sa TikTok. Actually, no, nangyari din. So, ganun siya, no? They all work together to increase the overall revenue. Uh-huh. So, going back, at dito sa ating example, which ito same lang din to, no? What is the right question to ask? Is it how much revenue did I get from how much spend? Yun ba talaga ang right question to ask? So the right question to ask is, how much can we spend on advertising? Sorry, hindi yan yung right question lang. Kulang yan. Dapat, how much can we spend nang kumikita pa rin? Ganon. When does my next dollar of advertising stop making money? Ganon. So, dati ito lang eh. Ito lang yung mga tanong na sinasagot natin. How much can we spend on advertising? How much can we spend on advertising and still make money? Ito na daw ang right question to ask ngayon. When does my next dollar of advertising stop making me money? So, if we look back at our example, di ba bumababa yung blended ROAS nga as we scale? There will come a point na hindi na profitable, no? Halimbawa, bumaba na to ng 2x na lang, no? Maaring hindi na talaga siya profitable if you will consider pa yung other costs such as mga overhead expenses, wages, utilities, etc. Ganyan. So, the right question to ask again is, when does my next dollar of advertising stop making me money? So, identify that sweet spot, that number. Kapag meron kayong ganong kasunduan, hindi naman talaga kasunduan kasi it's a definite number. Pag inalam mo yan with the client, no, mas mabilis mag-scale. Kasi you're not bound anymore by little details like anong ROAS ngayong week, anong ROAS ngayong month. You're now looking at the bigger picture. Ayan o, again, ito ang mangyayari kasi underspend and you leave money on the table. So if you're not spending much on ads, you're not reaching more people like you should, you're not showing them more ads like you should, no, you're potentially leaving money on the table. Pwede rin namang overspend. So, ang mangyayari, you'll burn right through break even. Burn right through break even. So, ganito siya sa tunay na buhay, na parang simpleng analogy, no? You give someone 20, they give you back 10. Diba? You do this thousands of times and you call that revenue. Yan ay according to Taylor Holiday. This is what happens in many cases with media spend. We exchange dollars for less dollars back. And then we call it revenue and act like it's good business. Give someone 20, they give you back 10. Do this thousand of times, you call that revenue. Ganyan ang nangyayari sa ating advertising. Ganyan din kasimple yung buhay natin noon. Ganyan lang tayo tumingin noon, no? Meron naman ganitong tag dito. I want to show you this or tell you this particular circumstance. There's a robot in a store blindly agreeing to whatever price a customer offers for a product that costs 20. So customer one comes in and gives you 50. So you made 30 from that transaction, di ba? Now, each customer comes in and offers less and less for the product. So, di ba, si unang customer, nagbigay ng 50. Maaring yung mga sumunod, they give less and less, they give 45, 30, or 35, hanggang sa, ayun na nga, throughout the day, it hits a point where the next customer comes in, offers you 19, and you still sell it. Ganyan yung kapag nag-a-ads tayo, tapos syempre lumalaki na lumalaki yung spend. They will come a point na hindi na profitable. Okay? Na it looks like you're still getting something in return, pero actually hindi na profitable. At the end of the day, you made 10% on sales, but we know that it would be better if you cut off those customers at the point where they stopped handing you over 20 per order. Stopped handing you over $20 per order. So, ganun sana natin i-visualize yung ating advertising efforts, no? So, it's very important to answer that question. When does my next dollar of advertising stop making me money? And that's actually what blended ROAS is also answering. So one way is separate retain versus new customer revenue. Retained customers, ito yung mga bumili na sa'yo noon. Revenue from retained customers have little association with ad spend. Diba? Kasi bumili sila sa iyo, for example, from an ad na nakita nila, tapos nagustuhan ka nila, paulit-ulit na silang bumibili sa iyo. Hindi mo na kailangang mag-spend ng more from on ads to get them actually, no? Yun na yung mga retained customers. Ad costs are a significant part of acquiring a customer. Since this is where the biggest share of spend goes, it's the most important part of the MER equation, making sure that each new dollar you spend on acquisition is profitable. Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na acquisition MER or AMER. Ito yung acquisition marketing efficiency rating or AMER, which is dividing new customer revenue divided by total ad spend. Okay, so andito na tayo sa part actually ng paano paano mag-calculate ng MER. And I think i-stop muna natin dito. Sa next discussion na lang natin i-discuss kung paano yan. Kasi it's kinda, medyo complicated na siya. Marami ng formula, maraming graph na pagdadaanan, at maraming concept na kailangang aralin. Like I said, ang pinaka-goal natin on this webinar is to learn kung ano yung importance ng pagtingin sa MER instead of, just looking at your whatever platform you are, ROAS, return on ad spend, or FB ROAS, or TikTok ROAS, Google ROAS, whatever. So, puputulin ko na dyan ang ating discussion for today. Sa next discussion na natin, i-discuss yung paano mag-calculate. And I think, i-discuss ko to sa loob na ng paid group. No? Kasi medyo, technikalan na to. So, doon na to sa loob ng paid mastermind. Okay. Stop sharing ko na. Pinatikim lang kung paano yung panimulang calculation ng AMER or MER. Abangan namin. Okay. So, meron ba tayong questions dyan? Sorry na guys, ang daming pagka-disconnect na naganap. Parang ako din, nawawala yung momentum ko. Nakakainis. Okay. Siguro clear naman yun. Parang more on situational yung ginawa nating examples para mas madali siyang intindihin. And kinuha ko rin naman yan sa mga reliable website resources. Okay, thank you. Walang questions? Okay, sa mga nagtatanong po kung kailan yung next batch ng FAMA, it would be second week of June. Kasi gusto nating magpahinga muna. So, sa loob ng FAMA, meron na rin tayong mga monthly coaching calls na tinatawag. I don't want to call it monthly coaching calls, sa totoo lang. It's not all about coaching. Kasi maaari din siyang auditing or just sharing or mind setting, etc. Monthly calls na lang. Okay, so wala nang question. Ayos yan. Gusto ko yan. Wala masyadong question. Actually, groggy pa nga ako eh. Parang kulang pa ako sa tulog. Kakabiyahe, kakahabal-habal. Ang saya pala maghabal-habal. Uy, thank you, Ara. Maganda daw sa FAMA. Oo, magaganda yung mga nasa FAMA. Sa next, sa second week of June na po, yung batch 8. And we're very limited lang yung ina-accept namin. Ay natin ng sobrang dami para mas interactive, mas maliit yung student to teacher ratio. Student-teacher, ano ba yan? Teacher. Okay, guys, kung wala nang question, tapos na natin to. 8 p.m. na. Sobrang saktong 8 p.m. Sorry naman at medyo late na tayo nag-start. Nagkaroon pa ng mga disconnection. Nawalan tayo ng momentum. Nakakainis. Pero I hope na nakatulong kahit papano itong webinar na ito para ipalaganap ang konsepto ng MER. This is something, again, na hindi pa masyadong dinidiscuss sa local scene, sa kahit na anong Facebook man yan o TikTok or whatever platform. So I want to be able to help na i-spread yung awareness about looking at MER rather than only ROAS. Okay? So, ayun. Good evening na lang sa atin, guys. Dinner na tayo kung hindi pa tayo nag-dinner. And, ayan, thank you so much for staying with me. Now, sa susunod na webinar, if you can tell me what you want to hear, then that would be great. Isulat nyo lang dyan sa comments. Kung replay ka, ano mo na lang dyan, #replay, and then let me know what topic or topics you want to hear from us, from Facebook Ads Mastermind page. Ayun, thank you and have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Roel and I was part of batch 3 of the 10-day Facebook Ads Mastery course by Coach Sarah Maluyo. Matagal ko nang gustong matutunan mag-Facebook Ads and I'm so happy na nag-start si Coach Sarah ng Mastery course because I know that she's one of the best in this field. Kaya nung nakita ko na yung course, I immediately enrolled and hindi ko pinagsisihan talaga kasi ang daming learnings and dun sa course niya, after mo matapos yun, the learnings won't stop there kasi you will be part of the wonderful community that she built and they're very supportive and very helpful, especially for newbies like me kasi I have barely any idea before I entered the course and kaya they can help you talaga when it of like experience and information. And after finishing yung course, now I know and I feel that I am ready to go out there as a Facebook ad specialist kasi the course equipped me with the tools, with the right tools and knowledge as well as the confidence to be a world-class Facebook ad specialist. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, pag nakita nyo na yung next batch ng course, mag-enroll na.
Hi, ako nga po pala si Christine. Isa po ako sa graduate ng Batch 3 ng Facebook Ads Masterclass ni Coach Sarah. Gusto ko lang pong ibahagi sa inyo ang aking experience kung saan masasabi ko pong marami po ako talagang natutunan during sa aming masterclasses. Sa loob po ng 10 araw, ang dami-dami pong natutunan kung saan na-apply ko kung paano mapabilis ang aking trabaho. As an experienced Facebook media buyer, naging malaking tulong po yung natutunan ko with Coach Sarah dahil yun po ay mga bagay na hindi ko po natutunan sa ibang mga gurus dito sa Pilipinas, pati na rin sa ibang bansa. Si Coach Sarah po ay napaka mapagbigay sa kanyang knowledge in terms of Facebook ads. She has no boundaries in terms of helping all her students understand and to turn out a better and world-class Facebook ads media buyers. So, sa lahat po na nagbabalak or naghahanap po ng ibang skills, whether kayo po ay business owner or isa na pong VA or someone na gusto nyo lang ma-improve ang skills nyo, huwag na po kayong magdalawang isip na mag-enroll sa masterclass ni Coach Sarah. Para po sabay-sabay po tayong umahon at kumanda naman ang ating buhay by helping others through our knowledge in Facebook ads. See you in the community. Bye!